And I'm making this video so that we can show how to install the Sea-Light pole, transducer pole for doing the Garmin. On my boat, I've got a real problem. Well, it's not a problem, but positioning of this mount gives me like 1/4 of an inch between the side of the boat, and so I don't have a lot of leeway. I was really hoping to be able to put this up here, and when the trolling motor's up, it'd reach, but it's actually hitting. So I've got a thicker sidewall here than I do back here, so I'm forced to install this back here. Now this mount that I've got, I did do the quick disconnect. So that, I believe, because the non-quick disconnect was a round, and I probably wouldn't have been able to get as close as I am with getting with this one. So my install will be to drill 4 holes. The screws that they gave us that came with the kit, these are probably size 16, and they're 2 inches long. This would be a size 16. The 16 would be good, but 2 inches, my deck's only 3/4 of an inch, maybe even 1/2 an inch. So that's ridiculous. The only thing I could find at the hardware store was some number 14s, and so I went with 1.5 inches on the 14s. So there's definite difference in the sizes. I mean, that's a 14. This is a 16, 18. I'm not sure what size that is. It's easily twice the size, but I also didn't need that kind of depth. I don't think this setup is going to go anywhere, even with a screw like this. If it is, I can always use these or see if I can find something that's like 1.5 inches versus a 2-inch screw. So the first step is to mark the holes. What I'm going to do is, it will go through the carpet, but I don't want to drill the carpet initially. So we're pulling the carpet back, and I'll mark these holes with a Sharpie, come back and drill. See, I've got this piece of rubber here that limits me getting closer. So now I've got my 3 holes marked, or 4 holes marked, and get my drill and drill them. I'm not going to film the drilling because I need the space to work on that. So here's what the mount looks like with the 4 screws in. I think that's going to be pretty steady. I am a little close to my cleat, but the design of this boat is much to be desired for doing this type of a mount. So let's see if I can get the unit itself on. These will lock down. So there's the base mounted. If I move the camera a little bit, you'll see next to my Ultrex, I've got this much space. This Ultrex is not going to come this way because I have a Mega 360 on there, and it limits the movement of the Ultrex. So I'm not worried about this hitting at all with the with this mount. And I do have a little bit, but not much play, because like I said, I've only got about a 1/4 inch between the side of the boat and this mount. Here's a quick shot from the side. I don't know how it's going to turn out because the sun is being a little funny, but we can adjust this. I can come up this way with it. It gives play. So I'll be able to swing this around. The handle was loose. There we go. So when it's swung around, I could slide this up further on the bow, and the transducer will drop down in there on a seat, or I can leave it where it's at, and the transducer will just sit out here and ride. But I think it's going to work out pretty good for me. I can just tighten that up, and then this guy's not going anywhere at this point. It's going to stay put. So now I have the transducer, LifeScope transducer mounted. I've got it in the forward view mode. The handle is pointing, it's a 45-degree angle to the position of the transducer. And that's the way I want it. I want it when I can reach it, it's pointing towards the front of the boat. If I push it away from me, then I'll be looking cross under the boat, which I should have clearance. I can raise it up a little bit or whatever I want to do at this point. So now, looking forward to getting it on the water and seeing how things work out.